filled with horror, probably because he had been guilty in the matter of Uriah. And therefore sin adds fear to fear and grief to grief. But 2, we must also consider that none ever was so overwhelmed as the holy Jesus when it pleased the Lord to put him to grief and to make his soul an offering for our sins. So he was filled with horror. But the godly end of horror is that it brings us to prayer, as here. It is the language of the soul when about to die, and then it ceases. But this horror is the beginning of our salvation, the birth pang of faith and hope. For when he had prayed, poured out his soul before the Lord, and laid all his grievances before God, then he finds some ease and can prophesy of what shall come upon his enemies. Verse 9 to 15, and here he prophesies that his enemies shall be consumed by their own devices, and that all that remain shall become a proverb, and shall perish from generation to generation. When godly persons are treated ill by wicked men, it is very painful to them and hard to be borne. The greatest affliction that believers can meet with is to be forsaken and persecuted by those who profess the same religion with them. This must not surprise us. We must expect trials from professed friends, from those with whom we have been united. This will be very painful, but by looking unto Jesus, we shall be enabled to bear it. The prophet Ahithophel was an enemy to Israel, and he was called the Cunning One. He gave counsel to David's enemies, and God said of him, "Foolish, foolish Ahithophel." He thinks himself wise, but really he is only very cunning and prudent. So far he succeeded that his counsel prevailed. But God turned it into a proverb and made it an example for all ages.